My counselors at high school kept on telling me, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure this is what you really want to do? They kept on saying, you got to go to college, you have to. It's like, I kind of already have my life set with what I want it to be. Do I really have to? I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be here shooting. I wanted to be hunting. I didn't want to be in school.
Please welcome the competitors for the grand final.
Glen Bordwell is going to be your 2018 Metropolis ASA champion.
Each arrow is one arrow at a time. That's the hardest thing, is a lot of people worry about the outcome, not worrying about what your certain arrow is. It's like, I keep telling myself, it's just one arrow at a time.
When I was younger, since I was 7 up to almost my senior in school, I wanted to be a vet. But the more I got shooting, the more I got into it, the more time it took. I wasn't sure that I wanted to be a vet anymore, and I wanted to go somewhere with the route of archery. And like I said, when I was 12 and I won indoor nationals, I knew I want to be a professional archer someday.
Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Competition Archery Media out here at the ASA Classic, Metropolis, Illinois, and I'm here with Katie Bordwell, who is not an unknown face on the ASA circuit, but Katie shot today in the known pro class, which there are no women in it.
So yeah, I started off with a recurve. I was a tomboy, so I always had to, whatever the boys were doing, I had to do it too. I had to do it better. So pretty much if they were gonna go shoot, I was gonna go shoot too.
The shop started, my dad was the one that kind of came up with the idea. My mom thought he was kind of crazy at first, saying, really, you want to open up an archery shop? And what gave him the idea was all his buddies kept coming to him to work on their bows. Even though he didn't own a shop, he just knew what he was doing. We've been going strong for 26 years now. I started working in here on my own stuff when I was like 12 or 13 years old. I started working on customer stuff kind of in the background when I was 14. I know a lot of customers wouldn't want me working on their stuff when I was 14 years old. When I was 16 is when I actually got to work with them, where I felt confident enough to help them out, where we didn't feel like they'd be kind of discouraged seeing a 16-year-old helping them out. And this is like my full-time job besides the traveling around doing all the competitions. It's definitely what I'm gonna go for. My passion to be what I want it to do when I'm older. I want to own the shop eventually.
Glen is like my biggest competition. He shoots so good, and I know that, so every single time I go to a shoot, it's always, I want to shoot better than Glen today. My first big shoot that I went to was indoor nationals, and my dad actually just brought me along just to bring me along, and they didn't really expect much from me, but I actually ended up winning and the boys didn't, so that was pretty cool and exciting for me. And that was the tournament when I realized I want to shoot, I want to be a pro someday.
If I didn't have anyone to shoot against in here, you're only shooting against yourself. Where having someone else that's doing good definitely helps you a little bit out. Makes you feel like you gotta do it. Katie, she's 3 years younger than me, but she's been going to all the shoots recently with me. She does all the ASAs with me. She's been doing Vegas, Lancaster. She's really competitive herself. There's times where she's even on my heels. It's like, oh crap, I can't let my little sister beat me. Like last year at ASA, we literally got to the last target and I ended up 12 in it, she 10 and I beat her by a point. And I had to beat that one because I wouldn't have heard the end of that from any of the guys on the course saying, your little sister beat you.
The first day I did beat him. So, I was telling them that all dinner that I beat you this today, and tomorrow, as long as I do good, I'll be able to beat you again. And it came down to the very last target, and we had some guys were watching us, and it wasn't even the shoot-off to win the shoot, but guys were like, this is more exciting than the actual shoot-off, is watching you two shoot against each other to see who's gonna win. And he 12'd the target before I went up to shoot, and I shot and I got a 10, but back from where we were standing, it looked like a 12, so the people on my target's like, she's got you, she's got you. And we went down there, and it was just out, but it was still really exciting for me to be able to be up there with him and competing so closely. I'm Katie Bordwell.
I'm Glen Bordwell.
This is the Elevation Pro Series.